And we're live. Welcome to Josh and Aaron Talk About Stuff. I'm Josh.
I'm still Aaron.
Good. Stop saying that because I'm gonna think that something took you over, and this is what humans say. I am still me.
I am still Aaron.
Right. Hey man, I like talking about stuff with you.
I like talking about stuff with you. It's actually a lot of fun. I look forward to talking about stuff. So today, today's stuff that we're going to talk about, maybe not quite as controversial, but I guess in some sectors it probably could be. Today we wanted to talk about universal health care. So just right off the bat, what do you think? What do you think?
I think most of the world has matured on the idea, in a lot of countries long ago.
Right?
We're late to the party.
We're really late to the party.
Really late to the party.
We consider ourselves we pride ourselves. We're the United States of America. We're like the most civilized country in the world. How can you be a civilized country if you don't take care of your people? Like, how? It is one of the very most essential things you must do as a country. You must take care of individuals, right?
And to be perfectly honest with people, unless you know me, you wouldn't know. I'm fortunate because of a lot of different reasons. But I have cystic fibrosis, right?
Right, yeah.
And
what?
I would
really, you told me that?
Yeah, right, whatever. I would benefit. I already, here's the thing, with my insurance now with the state.
Yeah.
If I have to pay for a prescription, it's rare. For some reason, but I pay for the 80/20. And right. Based on the state and all the deals they work out with insurance companies, I don't really have to pay for prescriptions. Because if I did, but when I did have to pay, it was weird. Years ago it changed. It was expensive every month, but I was able to do it. But at some point, I'm going to need money to pay for the healthcare down the line because, right. It's a degenerative. But I do take a special medicine that's been a life-changing thing that somebody pays for, because without insurance, it'd be $30,000 a month, right? Who can afford that? With my insurance, it was $3,000 a month, but I'm in some special program. I qualified for it. I don't have to pay for this super special medicine that's probably going to prolong my life and get me to a point where CF is cured, right? But healthcare costs are insanely expensive.
And so, right? You mentioned something there, and I want to, and it's not even off topic. It's just sort of oh boy, a tangent on the same topic, and that's I think right off the bat it's very clear both of us are fully in support of universal health care. It's just, I think we kind of made that abundantly obvious right from the get-go. Tied in with that, though, is the fact that healthcare in all its forms and fashions has become so exorbitant in this country at this point, and that includes prescription drugs, which that's problematic.
Yeah.
I mean, how can drug makers, and so I know this is sort of a little off topic, but not really. How can drug makers, how can you charge $30,000? And I know there are other medicines out there like that.
It's like dangling the dollar off of a little fish. Here you go. If you want it.
I know you're really sick, and we have this pill that if you take it, you're gonna be okay. But
right,
I mean, we kind of have a broken medical system. I guess we have a lot of broken systems in this country, I think.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. Another side note tangent. So I really respect Jonas Salk for developing the polio vaccine and giving it away for free, because right. I have to believe doctors want to be doctors. People want to be doctors because they want to help people.
They want to make people healthy, right?
Right. Now I understand that this stuff is expensive,
right?
Whatever. But you know what pisses me off about healthcare costs is I don't want to. Doctors should be paid fairly well.
Absolutely.
But I don't
would
want to
go
be
with it.
paying for the doctor's third vacation home,
Right.
and his special cars, and his 3,000 square foot house or 20, whatever it is, because he's a doctor.
Right.
Like, pay him a wage, and part of the medical costs are you got to pay for the equipment and the medicine and stuff. But like, doctors shouldn't be millionaires. That's just how I feel about it.
No, I get
they
you.
shouldn't be millionaires. They shouldn't be destitute either, right?
No,
but to say, well, they went all that education, so that means I got to pay triple the amount that I would in another country because he went to school. Every doctor goes to school.
So let me ask you that then. So why in our country is it, do you think, that medicine? I mean, like, now I know part of it, and this is just, part of it is, I think, logistics. Like, we are a very large country. So when you compare us to say Britain, or even to Canada, which have these universal healthcare systems that work very well. I have a cousin that's over in Britain, and they have universal healthcare, and he said it's extraordinarily, it just works so well, but our population, admittedly, we are a very spread out, very large country. Trying to provide that level of care for the number of people that we have in our country, admittedly, it is, I'm sure, a logistical nightmare, funding wise, so I'm sure that's a part of it, right? But it seems like it's something we should be able to, I don't even know what my question is here.
Well, it sounds like the excuse wagon is on the way, is what you're getting
No, it's not an excuse wagon. I'm like,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I
know what you're saying.
It's like, so. Because believe me,
I don't know what you're saying. What does it matter if, in England, they have like 100 million people. But I guess they're all relatively. They're not. No one's far from
three
London.
Times that.
Right. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is we're behind the times.
I think that's part of
it. That's a whole nother topic of infrastructure, getting people to places in a timely manner. This country has failed that.
And then we are, and like we've talked about before, we are fixated in this country on this capitalist notion, right? Like we talked about, we've talked about it before, even on this, and that's the fact that we're obsessed with this idea that socialism bad, capitalism good, and so it's all about drug companies going to make their money, insurance companies going to make their money, people that have the money should be able to do things. But you know what? If a single mom working at Mickey D's making $15 an hour, trying to raise her kids, she should be able to take those kids to the doc, and she should be able to get them care that's just as good.
Well, if you're pro-life, be pro-life for everything. Life doesn't just mean being born. Life is like being healthy, being able to take care of yourself. If you do,
right, exactly.
Sometimes people just get sick.
Yeah. Sometimes no matter what people do and no matter how well they take care of themselves, they just get sick. People just do. And so we need to, as a country, we gotta take care of.
Even like I've gotten to the point, like, even if you do stuff that causes you to get sick, like smoking, you smoke, you get lung cancer. Just take care of people.
Yeah. Right, yeah. It's not hard.
Like you get cirrhosis of the liver. Nobody has a problem with alcohol in this country. You know what I mean?
I know.
But, like, people get sick from alcohol, but it's like, then they'll whatever. I
know exactly what you're saying. Like, it's like, it's like let's take care of people and not take care of people with stipulations. Like, oh, you took care of yourself and you got sick, and now we're gonna take care of you. But you did something bad, and we're just not gonna take it. No, we gotta take care of people anyway.
And like, everyone can interpret the Constitution any way they want, I guess. But like in the preamble of the Constitution, it says promote the general welfare.
General welfare.
To me, that means make sure people are healthy, can take care of each other. You don't have to give them a job, but train them if you need to, whatever. Because if people are healthy and educated, which that's part of it too, there will be money to be made. You know what I mean? Like. Promote the general welfare. I don't know how else you could see it if they're really not.
I don't know how you couldn't interpret that to mean. Because let's face it, people are all about interpreting that Constitution.
Right, and I know there wasn't.
Says this. I'm gonna. It means I can do this. Well, then I'm interpreting this way. Promote the general welfare means we got to take care of people. We got to make sure they're healthy.
Yeah.
And I think the founding fathers wanted us to make sure that everybody had health insurance.
I have plenty of bones to pick with the founding fathers, but it was if they weren't specific, that's their fault. They were very ambiguous and vague.
They were but you know, I think they were purposefully ambiguous because the idea was that the document should be interpreted right. I mean, it should be, you know, figure out what it means as time goes by, because they knew the times would change.
Right, and the purists out there, this is off topic, but whatever, but, you know, the purists of, well, we have to interpret the Constitution by their standards. No, screw that. I'm sorry, our standards aren't the same anymore.
It's different standards, guys. It's 300 years ago. Standards change.
Right. So, yeah. Another, I guess, it'll cost too much to, well, no, it won't. One, I know I don't want to like harp on the rich, but like we don't even need to raise the taxes on the rich. We just need to make them pay what's already on the books. That'll help. We need to reduce the military budget a little bit because we're still outspend Russia and China and all our enemies tenfold, whatever. But if everybody, it should be enough for a human being, but be enough for Americans to help Americans. If we pay 3 more pennies a paycheck, everybody, that we can throw it into the pot. And here's the thing, though. On a state level, we have socialism between us because there's some people in the state of North Carolina as teachers who will never pull from the pot except for, you know, your random prescription. There's some people who use it a lot. So what's the difference if it's on a national level?
Right.
The federal government's fault. I trust state government and local government even less.
Right. I know. You know? Well, I mean, well, we talked, I think it's something else that we've mentioned, and it's something I'll continue to say, and especially as we talk over these next couple of weeks about these more social issues, is the fact that, and I hate saying it, but it's just true. There seems to be this kind of this loss of, I think civility is the word in our country. You know what I mean?
Dignity.
We've lost this idea of civility. We've lost this idea of taking care of each other. We've become so focused on my rights, my freedoms, that we have forgotten that it's not just about you, Chief. It's about your neighbor.
Not living on an island, which we talked about before.
This exactly.
Mentality. But like,
you don't live on an island.
I'm not anti-capitalism, but there are some things that should not be in the capitalist realm, and healthcare is one of them. There should not be a profit made to take care of people.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. I mean, like, you know, I'm all for, you know, business and small business and even large businesses, whatever. I mean, I've worked retail before. I love bookstores. You know, I mean, make a profit, have a business, have a product, sell it, you know, make an income off of it. But healthcare, take care of people, you know?
Yeah, and like, it really bugs me that, like, let's say you had 2 part-time jobs. You don't qualify for healthcare. So then you got to go, you can get it through healthcare.gov.
Yeah.
But then what are you going to be paying for it? Like, it's your, like, here's the thing that people just, humans in general are very like socialization is extremely strong in how you're raised and thought process. People have been socialized to believe that the owners can do no wrong and they get to do whatever they want. Here's my point. If you're a business owner, you go into business, one, because you like the business that you created, but you also, we have this fantasy of becoming a millionaire and living that rich lifestyle. But you have a responsibility to your employees to pay them what they're worth and
they can live
to provide health care for them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even to part-time employees, maybe give them part-time benefits. I don't know, because and depending on what your job, I don't know. even a 16-year-old working at McDonald's, which is that's the go-to in the stories. A 16-year-old making $15, how dare he? Well, no, that's not the problem. How about it's you don't make enough? You should be making more money at your job. That's not McDonald's. Anyway, a 16-year-old, if they're not on their parents' health care, provide them friggin' health care. And then that means you can't have 7 yachts and you can only have 5. So be it. That's something else we got to get over in this country is excess and enough is enough.
Right. Yeah. Why do you need that? Why? What is it that this does for you?
And because here's another thing. Here's something people aren't going to like, because all that wealth and hoarding and everything, I think you're going to have a problem when you're at the gates to heaven. That's all I think you're going to have a little bit of a problem.
As the Bible says,
it's
easier for a rich man. No, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the gates of heaven.
Right.
I remember that one.
Why did you need 7 yachts? Why couldn't you just settle for 5 and provide health care? Come on, guys. And maybe we'll talk more about religion again, because we've talked about it before.
We'll just keep talking about
it. But come on, man. Like, if your ultimate goal is to get into heaven, then I don't know. You're in the Christian heaven anyway. Understand the tenets of Christianity and how at least Jesus spoke out against wealth.
I'm sorry, I'm just stuck on the. So, why did you need 7 yachts, and why did you need 16 cars? No. Oh, come on,
because
guys.
I earned it. Yeah, whatever. I had a super side note. I keep seeing a History Channel show that they're promoting, which, by a super side note, MTV needs to really change its name, because it's just disrespectful to what it was. All it does is show movies and ridiculousness and Teen Mom. That's all it does. It should not be called MTV anymore. History Channel, just stop showing a lot of history stuff. All it does is American Pickers, Forge and Fire I do like, but all right. So they're going to show the titans that built America.
Right.
No, the idea guys get the money. Labor just totally gets looked over in this country. It should be the laborers who worked for the titans that built America. Anyway,
absolutely.
I know I don't care about going on tangents. That's just how we do. But
that's what we
always circle back. But healthcare, the U.S. government spends more on healthcare GDP. I did look up something than all other countries. But what do we get out of it? But on a privatized level, we pay way more as Americans than the rest of the country. What do you say? Your cousin gets and people talk about if you nationalize healthcare, the wait lines. Here's a quick story. Might have even told it before. My mom and dad moved down to North Carolina, and he needed to get a procedure. And he saw the doctor in March. All right, so schedule me for the procedure. Oh, no, October. Well, that's basically like waiting in line until you can be seen. What's the diff? Come on, people.
Yeah, my cousin relayed the story, because again, and he's like, oh man, and the lines were awful. We went and told them we needed to be seen, and we had to wait 5 whole minutes, and then we were seen. It was appalling. My cousin very sarcastic about it, but he's like, their health system works great. There was no waiting
the thing,
in line.
if everybody chips in, it's less we have to chip in individually.
Yeah.
And here's one thing I never understood. How you can some jobs you have to donate to charity, but you get to pick which ones you want to pick. There's anyway, a buddy of mine got a job, and one of the things that he picked was donating to cystic fibrosis, right? But he also picked whatever. I kind of feel like that's how we should do taxes.
There you go.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Where do you want your tax money to go?
Right.
That'd be an interesting. That would be an interesting thing. So, tax time comes around. You can pay your taxes. All right. So I want to pay this. I put this much, and I don't want any of my tax dollars going to that.
Right, but we all still get to benefit from it. It's just, I think the federal government and all governments need to do less with more, but also doctors, man. I don't know. The whole system is screwed up, because people are like, well, then the doctor there'll be no incentive to blah blah blah. So you're telling me the doctor, a human who wanted to be a doctor to help people, they don't make $300,000 a year. They're not going to want to be a doctor anymore. That just means humans are screwed up, and I have no faith in humanity at all.
Yeah, mine's pretty shot anyway.
I mean, come on, people, like, get real. Get real, like. And I'm not against universal basic income. Like, I love the sci-fi books that I read where, like, there's a basic income you get, but you get very minimal. You get like a 8x8 apartment,
Right.
you know, like you get to eat 3 meals a day, but it's blah, right? But it's a basic income. So you could basically live the rest of your life doing nothing, but you'll have nothing. So there is incentive to want to go to work and get stuff, do better, but like
a larger place to live, better food to eat.
Yeah, like instead of getting the paste Gerber baby food 3 times a day, that will sustain you for the rest of your life.
Right.
You want to eat better stuff, get a job, contribute.
You don't want to eat mush?
Yeah, like get a job.
We'll
provide these things for you, and maybe like a little free credit a month allowance, however, whatever, you know,
give
like
you an 8x8 room and 3 bowls of nutritional mush.
Yeah, a day.
Or you can be a useful member of society and have a larger room, and your food will not be mush.
Yeah, you know, get some of that vat-grown steak, you know, whatever. All right, anyway, universal health care. Yes, we should have it. We're behind the times. We're still the teenager on the block fighting the revolution. We're still that country. We can't be pro-life. If you're going to be pro-life, be pro-life. Because guess what? Pro-choice people are for universal health care. I would guarantee most of them are.
Yeah, exactly.
Pro-life people, be pro-life, universal health care for everybody.
Take care of life.
Whether they deserve it or not. It's in the Constitution. If you want to talk about the Founding Fathers, promote the general welfare.
Because I don't want to get into who deserves to be taken care of.
Just
everybody deserves.
Yes, like that's a stupid humans. The animal king. Well, we're animals. Sorry, folks. But the rest of the world, the rest of the animals and species on this planet, I don't know. It's simpler for them, I guess, because the humans we've created all this stupid.
We got big brains
stuff.
with lots of wrinkles.
Yeah, the big brains are failing at the moment.
Totally.
All right. Anyway, universal health care. We endorse it. We need it. I'll pay $10 extra a paycheck or whatever it is. Because we all benefit from it.
It helps that 16-year-old
we'll all benefit from it.
Making $15 an hour, make sure he stays healthy when he breaks his arm. I will give $10 a month.
Or the single mom working 2 part-time jobs who can't get health care. You know?
Right.
Or even the stupid Gordon Geckos of the world. Wall Street. Give them health care. Screw it.
Take care of them. Just take care of them.
All right. Thanks for listening, folks. And like the channel, share it around, whatever.
That whole thing that you say at the end.
Who cares? If you want to listen to us. We appreciate it.
True enough.
And if you have an opinion different than ours, share that too. Whatever.
Doesn't hurt my feelings.
See you later, folks.